there's this girl that I follow that inspired me to make this video. I'm not gonna give any sort of identifying information on this girl. I just feel like this is information that everybody needs to know. And before we get into it, I'm definitely not talking about people that will once in a while express that they want a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or that they wish they get married one day or something like that. That's totally normal. I'm talking about people who are constantly liking, reposting, posting, vlogging content about how much they wish they were in a good relationship and how things never work out for them in relationships and stuff like that. Because when you do that, you are quite literally setting yourself up to be a victim, or at the very least, you're setting yourself up for failure. So why? So you're not going to attract the type of person that you would want because most people are automatically going to think that something's wrong with you. And sometimes it is based, but to be fair, even when it's not, these people are not going to be, they're not going to have any sort of knowledge or understanding about the type of people that you've interacted with. They're only going to be looking at you. And like with this girl, for example, I had to go out of my way to stop interacting with her content, which I like. I really, really like her content when she's not posting about stuff like this. Even now, I'm scared to like interact with her content because the moment that I do, I'll start getting all her reposts, her like content, etc. All revolving around like her failed relationships and her desire to be in one. And guys, I feel like too many people are unaware of the fact that people can see what you like and like what you repost on certain platforms. If you're mutuals or even if you just interact with their content, it will literally, show you this. And bro, you can't be like vlogging yourself and, being like, oh, I don't deserve love, or I guess love is just not for me, this, that, and the third. And then 1 hour later, you're reposting like, I don't know, like a Pride and Prejudice edit. You know what I'm saying? And me, I look at those posts and I look at her and I think, oh no, she's trying to act hard and she's not, and she's really a lover girl. You are literally just putting all your cards out there on the table. And people are gonna do two things with this, which is number one, like I've said already, they're gonna think that something is wrong with them. Because to be fair, with this girl, even me, I'm like, I wish I knew the tea. Like, I wish I knew what happened with these relationships because it's just like a lot, right? Or number two, the predators are gonna remove their invisible shields and they're gonna get ready to regurgitate everything that they know you want to hear from the dozens and dozens of posts that you've provided. Which brings me to my next point. Stop telling people the type of person that you want in a relationship. You should never, ever, ever, never tell someone that is a stranger what you want in a partner. So you shouldn't be posting this unless you are being like extremely vague. Even if you see other girls doing this, stop doing it. Because to be fair, even me, I feel like I've only recently have I become aware of how much OnlyFans girls post about wanting a boyfriend. But guess what? They're literally trying to drive up their engagement. They're literally trying to get guys to like and subscribe to their OF. And meanwhile, you're just a retard that's using social media as their personal diary. And like, I know that was tough to hear, but I really need you to think about that. Like, just think about the fact that like these OF girls, they're posting this with the intention of getting something out of it, right? And you're just nerfing yourself, okay? Another example, thank God for my notes here, are the sprinkle girls. So sprinkle girls will literally post like, I want a guy who gives me money and like is constantly giving me flowers and buys me Chanel, etc. And guess what? The multimillionaire dude who might just be attempting to crack, he's gonna be like, oh, well, that's no problem at all. So she's getting something out of the fact that she's like expressing these things, right? And like these people are aware of that. You're not. Meanwhile, you're posting, oh my god, I want a guy who opens doors for me and like does the bare minimum and buys me Haagen-Dazs and watches Sailor Moon with me. And guess what? Poof. You're gonna get a guy who's gonna magically spawn into your life and do exactly that. And you're gonna be like, oh my god, he's the one. Meanwhile, he just saw your repost on a random Tuesday night. Okay? And this person, she has a very good body. She is extremely beautiful from the face. It's very evident that she's doing well for herself in her life. So like, it's completely understandable, to be so upset, you know? I can't imagine like to be completely set up in life in that way and, you know, want to have a husband or even potentially want to have a kid, right? It's completely understandable to have that great of a desire. But, you know, you're probably going to want someone that's an equivalent. And that's going to require patience and vetting. And, fundamentally, you have to be patient, you have to be observant, and just be okay with being single. That's honestly the greatest takeaway, is just you need to be okay with being single. And that means not being bitter against the fact that you are, and not even necessarily being like overjoyed and euphoric that you are. Just be okay being single. I feel like I missed something. I feel like I keep trying to make this makeup look work for me and it just doesn't. We're moving on. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.